Rightio.
Let's have a look.
Just waiting for it to load.
It's definitely is anyone with us? If you're watching, we just can't see anything.
We think we're live, but we're not sure.
Don't forget, we are on. Here we go. Hey, we've got ourselves. We're up.
There was a big delay.
Yeah, huge.
Right, so...
Okay, yep.
I'm not sure.
Thanks, Nadia. Go Mentors. Yes, we are live. So, Glenn, do you want to... Here we go. Hey, we've got ourselves. We're up.
There's a big delay.
Yeah, huge. Sorry for the thing, because we're listening to ourselves on the screen and it's like a couple of minutes behind.
Rightio. We're just going to turn that down and then we can
Nadia, go Mentors.
kick off.
We are live. So, Glenn, do you want to...
Rightio. So
yeah, let's start. Yeah.
So we're just gonna wait for a few people to join the live feed, and then we can answer your questions. And we'll do a bit of an introduction on ourselves and our program. And yeah, we'll go from there. So I'll just introduce myself. My name's Glenn, and I was in the army from 2005. I did 12 years. I'm still a reservist now at 41 at Tweed Heads. And growing up, I probably wasn't the best teenager, wasn't the most well behaved, but I still had a good childhood, but wasn't on the most positive path. And then yeah, joined the army and my whole life changed. So I had a really good life, especially in my 20s. Did those 10 years, I deployed to Afghanistan 3 times, moved all around Australia. I learned a lot about myself, the limits I can push myself to, developed a lot of mental resilience, made great mates, and just had a great time. And my experience in the army set me up for post-army life, where I set up a fitness business, and now I also work with youth one-on-one, and I love my job, very passionate about it. And I guess using the skills that I learnt in the army on how to better myself, I try and focus that into the youth and how they can improve themselves and put themselves back on a positive path. I've got 2 kids of my own. Love them to death as well. So yeah, do you want to introduce yourself as well?
Yeah, I'm Troy. For you guys who haven't seen me, I think most of my face is on the website a bit. Check it out. So about myself, so I grew up north of Brisbane, Caboolture, Morayfield, that area, and I finished year 12 and kind of had this thing that I wanted to join the army for most of my childhood growing up. So I put my application in year 12, and 6 months after finishing year 12, I joined the army. I did about 9.5 years full-time service as a combat engineer, and deployed to Afghanistan, East Timor, and a few non-operational experiences. So the biggest learning curve of my army career was Afghanistan. That's where I learned so much about resilience, courage, teamwork, and similar to Glenn, like huge learning. Since leaving the army in 2010 or 11, I started working doing fitness, a shared common thing there, fitness, and also education. So I worked not only as a personal trainer, but I worked in the Queensland education doing outdoor education. That's where I sort of learnt my passion for 1, instructing, and 2, working with youth, doing outside adventure activities. Things like progressed for both of us because we actually met working out of school, the Southport School, doing on Army cadets, and so we sort of met there and we talked, and we all shared this passion of educating and teaching. We're pretty good at it, and we always get really positive results. So it's been in the pipeline for a while. We're talking, and we've just come to it, and we really want to make a difference in society to the youth of today. And so we developed and we're running Veteran Mentors. So it's Glenn, myself, the 2 directors, and we also have 2 other head instructors, RD and Matt French, who can't be with us tonight. But if you have any questions, make sure you hit us up. So that's where we are. And so I suppose we should talk about the program. I know a few people, we've got a few questions, but we'll talk about what is Veteran Mentors. So, and
yeah. So we're based here on the Gold Coast at the moment, and our initial programs will be operating out of beautiful Springbrook up on the mountain. It's one of the most picturesque and I guess one of the best spots I think in Australia to go hang out in nature, and that's what we wanted, somewhere that's a bit of a retreat to get away from technology, society, and all the things that these kids need to get away from to really learn about themselves and move forward in a positive path. So we've got a place out there. It has access within vicinity of the place to lots of waterfalls, lots of rainforest. We've got Planet Commando, which we'll do a day visit out there, which is where we're going to do all our high ropes and low ropes and obstacle course style stuff.
Yeah.
We're obviously close to all the beaches as well, and we're going to do a lot of survival stuff as well. I think like ecotherapy style, like being out in the bush. That's where they really learn how they can push themselves and what they're really made of, I guess.
Yeah. So the reason we chose Springbrook at the campsite Coonjwarri, it's pretty much all the way up at Springbrook Road if you're from the Gold Coast in the hinterland. Like Glenn suggested, beautiful rainforest. And the thing about this site is that it's only going to be us there on the site. So it's just us and nature essentially. And there's some huge healing aspects to being in nature, especially when we disconnect the youth from electronics. That's a huge thing that people are addicted to these days. And, not just teenagers, but everyone in general. And the learning and the healing that they get from just being in the bush for one is second to none. That plus the skills and everything we teach them about courage, resilience, initiative, it's huge results from the program. 9 days, it seems so little, but the outcomes are intense, huge change. I think the biggest thing for us is meeting parents at the end at the march out parade, and they remember their child from when they left on the plane, and then they see them at the march out parade, and they barely even recognise them. So we've got a couple of questions coming in.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna have a look here. So thanks for the comments so far. We'll come back to the questions. We'll just keep talking a little bit about the program and ourselves, and then we'll be able to, if you do have any questions, make sure you put them down there, because remember, a question you have, there might be another 20 parents out there that have the same question, and we want to share this live feed as well, get it out to as many people as possible. If you don't think this program is suitable for yourself, you might know someone that it is, and you could really help them out, because that's what we want to do, is help out the youth of today. We know so far it's been quite popular from the small amount of time we've been actually up and running. We've already gone international. We've had inquiries from overseas, which is really exciting.
So cool.
So that's really cool for us. We want to help out as many kids as possible, and it doesn't really matter what their background is. That's one of the common questions we get is it just for kids that are bad? It's not like that at all. There's going to be all different types of backgrounds on our program. We're going to have some kids there that are low on self-esteem. We're going to have kids there that have low on respect and discipline. We're going to have high achieving kids and that just want to push themselves to new limits and I guess expose themselves to something different. We're going to have children that are just really keen on the whole military thing, the army thing, and they want to learn more about themselves there as well. And
it's great for every single one of those kids. Being in that diverse group and teamwork is just the same as life. Like, you go to work and everyone's from a different background, so we're really about preparing the students for success in life. That's what we're about. And having that diversity in that group is awesome.
No worries. So I'm just gonna scroll here. We've just got some questions.
Oh, Roberto. Yes, thanks, mate. Thanks, Roberto.
Thanks, mate. So we got, I think
we'll start with Raquel.
Raquel and Paul O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
So they booked their son in for the September program, who's been in trouble at school and lives in Queensland, wanting to come home to mum, stepdad and siblings. hoping you guys can help. His name is Jack, so yeah, we're well aware of Jack being booked on, so...
We are super keen to help him. We definitely will.
Definitely. And with Jack, if there's any anxiety or any questions from Jack himself, I guess, I think a good thing to do is the good thing we have going is the instructors, that's us. So the guys that are running the program are the lead instructors. So I think developing a little bit of a relationship before they get here may calm those nerves. And maybe if we can get on the phone to Matt, myself, Troy, or RD, just build a little bit of a relationship there. I think that'd be good for Jack.
I guess for kids, maybe one apprehension is they think that we're going to be aggressive and over the top, but this is us. We are who we are. We're quite positive and energetic people, and we like to lead by example. So if there's any apprehension about being on somewhere, then just like Glenn said, give us a call. We're happy to talk to anyone, like Jack especially, if he wants to have more encouragement.
And so the question you had there from the O'Sullivans was: Is there a follow-up mentor counsellor? Correction. Is there follow-up mentor counsellor help after the program? So.
Much love coming through there. Thanks for the love. Keep sending the love. We want to feel that love.
So we'll give a quick shout out to one of my good mates. He works for Tribe's Adventure Group, Abe, and he runs a program that does one-on-one mentoring. And I had a discussion with him the other day, and we do want to develop something after the program, and in the line of, if they're interstate, we can do Skype calls and follow up and just make sure they're staying on track. But we want to have in each area of Australia where these kids are coming from a mentoring program where they can get that maybe weekly or fortnightly mentoring, a few hours hanging out and just making sure they stay on track. So I know here on the Gold Coast, Tribes does that one-on-one mentoring. They use that ecotherapy as well, taking kids out on bushwalks and just mentoring them and making sure that they're in a positive mindset, helping them out, giving them a chance to open up. And chat about their problems and get some help. Yeah,
so Raquel, yes, there's definitely follow-up to the program. That's something that this makes us different. We're not just a 9-day program, love you and leave you type of thing. We want to stay connected. We want to build that family, that community. So we're always available to chat and call. And we definitely love to hear how the child and the student is progressing after they leave the program.
Yep.
That's huge, because we build connections with the children too and the students, and we want to see them succeed. So definitely, we want to keep in contact for sure.
And then we've got Nigel. Thanks for your question. So how do you maintain discipline during the camps and provide a safe environment? Okay, so first of all, we're all veterans, okay? So we're all from a very structured, disciplined environment. And we use the thing that's being used for many years in the military and works very well. We use those same structures, okay? So it's a lot of mental resilience. There's a lot of, we demand respect from the kids, and they find out the rewards they get for that respect and discipline. We do teach them military drill, and I know the kids actually, although they're nervous at the start, they really enjoy it. And then we finish off the program with a proper drill parade where all the kids are together doing drill, and for all the parents to watch, and it's quite an emotional day.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now. Actually, it's powerful. Yeah, discipline, like this. Discipline is not just us demanding the respect as well. I mean, we do that, but it's the person learning self-discipline. What's self-discipline? Like being able to set a goal and achieve that goal. That's self-discipline, not just being blasé about it and not really caring. And it all ties in together with respect, and respecting yourself, respecting your family, respecting your mates, and being part of that team and being accountable to that team. So we believe in a firm and fair approach. So we set the rules, and the kids are given the students, I should say, are given the rules, the regulations as soon as they come into the program. Here's the 10 Commandments, so to speak, and we abide by those. And if you, I'm sure as parents, that children will push those boundaries, and it happens on the program. And we're just firm and fair, and we just stick to the rules, and each action has a consequence, whether positive or negative. Yeah, so that's how we maintain. So we set the rules and we stick them in a firm and fair approach.
And there's a relationship built with each of these kids as well. So like I was saying before, these kids are going to come from different backgrounds, and they'll all be put into their own sections, and they'll have a section commander, 2IC, as well as other staff, mentors and counsellors and medics getting around helping them out. But each kid's going to have their own different journey, and we all work and operate with these kids differently, because what might work for this person here might not work for that child there. So we get to know them, and that relationship building generally happens within the first 3 days. It's quite intensive, and we see where they're not so much weaknesses, but where they're lacking and what we need to build on. Thanks, Brooke.
Brooke, yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, keep sending our love. Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Brooke. Yeah, really appreciate it. Brooke said congratulations on starting, and so we're like, yes, we're stoked too.
Super stoked.
What's your success? Raquel asks. Yes, thanks for your questions, Raquel. Awesome. What's your success rate for our kids? Well, so there's different levels of students that come on the program, right? I'm not sure if I said it, but we like to categorize kids into 4 levels. Four levels. So level 1 is your standard teenager. You know, every teenager is going through some trouble, but they're not so bad. They're kind of going through life and they're achieving okay. So that's level 1. Level 2, they might be starting to hang around with the wrong crowd, or a little bit, held back, reserved, not really gelling too well. We kind of call them like the grey person or the grey man, where they're just sort of blending through and just, getting through, but not really having a goal. So that's like category 2. And these are quite broad. And then there's category 3. Category 3 is a student where they had a few run-ins with the police, maybe on the path of going into juvenile detention. And category 4 is a student that is in juvenile detention. So 9-day program, there's a lot of research into it. It's perfect for category 1 and category 2 students. Perfect. I would say probably 95% success. And that is only because there might be a category 3 person in there, and that's the one it doesn't work for. Category 3 and 4 need a longer program, more intense program, which would be 3 months, and it's something that, it's in a pipeline for us later on. But at the moment, we're working with the vast majority of students, which are category 1 and 2. So 95%, I reckon, Raquel, huge. So much more powerful than anything that I've heard of before. So really good success rate. Okay, so let's Raquel, good. Jeez, heaps of questions. Boom, awesome.
Rightio. So we've been sent a few questions as well.
Okay,
so
let's answer some of those.
So we'll answer some of those. So one of the most common ones we get is, I guess, will the effect of other children, will other children have an effect on my child on the program? So some parents have a fear that it's just going to be a program full of ill-disciplined kids, and that their child might,
learn some bad habits.
Be influenced by these children. And I don't believe this is going to happen at all. I actually think it's the opposite. I think it's really good for these kids to be exposed to kids that come from different backgrounds. Okay, so we're going to have 12 to 17-year-olds that come from maybe, families that have quite a bit of wealth, and these kids might just be addicted to technology, or they might just have no respect. And then we're going to have kids from maybe a low socioeconomic area, dealing with different problems. However, when you put them all together, they soon realise that they've all got similar issues, and they start helping each other. I think when they can relate to each other, that's when they really learn some leadership qualities, because they realise it feels good to be able to help your mate, and it's someone they can talk to and they feel comfortable talking to, because they're going through the same issues. And we're really going to push for a lot of team building exercises. Obviously, it's a military run program, so there's a lot of emphasis on teamwork and one in, all in, I guess, attitude. So if you've got someone that's lacking in fitness in your section, everyone's expected to help that person. And then that person that might be lacking in fitness might be really good at public speaking, and they can help out the other guys in return in public speaking. Okay, so I actually think, like I said, it's going to be a positive thing, and they'll learn a lot about themselves, seeing where other kids are coming from, and that they share the same sort of things.
I think a big one too, to add to, that's awesome, to add to that is that they're constantly supervised, and we don't accept any bullying or harassment. We stamp that out straight away.
Yeah.
So there's none of that, and then, you know, and we talk through those situations and about, you know, whys, or, you know, how those actions can affect a person, so they actually understand, you know, why they're doing what they're doing and how to change that into a more positive outcome. So yeah, we stamp out any of that sort of nastiness, and we're all about gelling as a team and having success individually and as a team.
Right, so just got a couple more questions coming through. Debbie Ryan, hello, my child has HF autism. How can the program help him? Okay, so yeah, quite common. We have inquiries with children that have, you know, Asperger's, ASD, autism, all sorts of different things. And we find with these children, and I work with a lot of these children one-on-one, and we find the structure is really good for them. So having a structured environment, and obviously once again being military, it's very structured. These kids excel in that, and I like to find, because obviously their brains operate in a very unique way. Generally they're brilliant at something, and I try and tap into that and then explain to them that, you know, while they maybe socially, maybe they're lacking, they're really brilliant in other areas, and we need to focus on that and find something that they get a lot of passion for. And generally it just once they find that, they turn into, you know, a machine. They just become so passionate about it, happier, and you see their eyes light up, and that's what we want to look for with these sorts of kids.
Awesome. Yeah, so yeah, it's perfect because of the structure, the routine, perfect for those guys.
Yeah.
RD, Ricky Smith. Do you teach the kids the importance of good nutrition and physical activity?
Yes. So, we are huge on this. Okay,
huge.
So, you know, 3 of the 4 head instructors are all qualified PTs. Okay, so I run a fitness business myself. Troy's a PT, Matt's a PT, and we love our fitness. And we also we're going to have qualified nutritionists on the program, explaining the importance of how what you eat can affect, you know, your mood, and how you can feel better about yourself, and obviously the importance of physical activity as well. So that's not just through doing push-ups and lifting heavy weights and the like. It's also just getting outside, going for walks to the waterfalls, just being active. But there is a lot of that we are huge on that.
Huge. And yeah, like Glenn said, awesome words, Glenn, again. It's a holistic approach. So not just in the gym, nutrition, probably that's like a huge thing that we teach is eating healthy, and that eating healthy, how that affects the body and also the mind. And then that relates, we teach about physical movement and being strong-bodied, and also having a strong mind. So it all relates in a holistic approach. And yeah. So strong mind, strong body, strong nutrition. Yeah, definitely. We're constantly reinforcing that so they can take it away and, you know, look after themselves. Definitely, yeah, something we love to do. All right, so
thanks, Tony, mate. Good stuff. Jody, thanks for the thumbs up.
Jody, yes, woo, thank you. All right, let's look back to probably how do we, I think the question was before, how do we encourage students who are, through dealing with their fears? So
good one.
Fear of heights, fear of...
So I guess the kids that lack self-confidence. They don't want to push out, they haven't really pushed their boundaries or stepped outside of their comfort zones.
So the way we do this, we don't, like, as you guys probably know, at the end of the program we do a skydive. So that's a pretty big step. I was quite nervous myself the first time I did that. But, you know, we don't start with that. We start small, and we have progressive small little wins. So, you know, starts by making the bed. it's the first one, and you achieve that little task, and then you slowly build it up, and we start challenging them through exercise, team building activities, and then we go to Planet Commando, awesome facility, low ropes. We start off small, and we build it up and up and up, and we keep pushing those boundaries, keep pushing the comfort zone, and we teach them the strategies to deal with those stressful situations. So that starts with one, positive reinforcement from instructors, positive reinforcement from the students, and we teach them visualization. So often when someone gets to that stressful situation, the fear, what's fear? We like to think it's a fictional event appearing real. There's different acronyms for that, but your mind makes up this story about, what could go wrong. Oh, I jump out of a plane, I'm going to die, or something like that. It's always worst case scenario. So what we do is we jump in before that happens, and we teach them, one, breath control. Breath control is important. And two, visualization. Visualizing success, visualizing the win, feeling the feelings of success and strength, and cutting away that negative thought process or the fearful thought processes. And that's why we have success, Raquel, as before. Like, we teach these skills. We don't just push them into that thing and just go, you're on your own. No way. We're there to support them and give them these strategies. That's why we have so much success. Healthy eating, healthy mindset, breath control, and visualization. So that's how we encourage them through. Patience is a big one, I think, too. Patience. Yeah, for sure.
I guess these small wins as well, they throughout the course, they achieve these small wins, and they get that feeling, that satisfying feeling that they've achieved something. And we acknowledge that straight away, and we make sure they understand what they've achieved. We talk about it, and we talk about how does that feel? Does it feel good? And they love it. So, yep, Troy answered that perfectly. I don't need to go on more about that. So, we definitely want these kids to come home and not jump back on their iPads and their Xbox. We want them to, say, you know what, I'm going to go out, I'm going to do something challenging today. I'm going to challenge myself, because they know how good that feels. Mental resilience is a big one we're going to develop. Another question we received was this one here.
So we've got that one, we've answered that. So we could go to Marley French. Thanks for the question. How do we help with technology addiction?
Well, there is no technology.
Yeah, for one.
So when the children arrive, so they arrive by bus, all as a group, similar military style, how when we first arrived at our Kapuka for our army training, straight away the gear's laid out, and we take off anything that isn't essential for the course. So they'll just hold on to, sleeping bag, pillow, underwear, socks and all that. And we give them their uniforms and all their other purse gears locked away safely. So they won't have any mobile phones, they won't have any iPads, any technology. And we do specific lessons on this as well. So we teach them the effect of technology on the mind, how, I guess we related a bit to poker machines a little bit. So in the way that, how those sounds can trigger the brain. It's the same now with technology. I know of my son, he's 7, he's got his iPad, and he's a great little kid, but he's addicted to his iPad.
Yeah.
If he's on that and I talk to him, he's not listening, he's not focused. And not just that, if I say put it down and I'm talking to my son, I know he's still focused on that, okay? And it's very common with just about every kid these days, so we need to do something about that. And so we're really working on lessons to get through to them why technology is important. Don't get me wrong, they need it.
Look at it.
It's
Here we are.
We're using it now, exactly.
Yeah.
And we can't take it off them completely. It's not going to work, they'll fall behind. However, if they understand what it can do to them if they don't control it, I think that'll work.
I guess the thing about technology and games is it gets you, and they're so good, these technology, the games, it gets you in this state of flow. Like, what is flow? It's like when you're so enthralled and they challenge you and they put this challenge and you get that level, like you get that snake man, you get to the next level, all right, the next level, and it's constantly challenging you.
It's an addiction.
Totally, it totally is. So what we do is we take that away and we give them the lessons, and we show them other opportunities where they can go and express themselves and participate in activities that get you into that state of flow. So instead of having a state of flow in a game, like an electronic game, you can go and achieve that in a sport, or if you're not a sporting person, there's arts. There's heaps of different ways. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got a question. In the field phase, do they sleep under the stars and bush skills? Yep. We do survival skills, so they're going to learn how to survive out in the bush. We will be sleeping under the stars, so they'll be given a military style tarp. We call it a hoochie. They'll learn how to do a basic, like a lean-to, just providing shelter from the rain if we do get a wet night. And yeah, they're going to be sleeping out there with the bare minimals. They'll be given obviously food and water. However, we are going to teach them some tracking skills. We're going to teach them, how to find water. Just basics of surviving out in the wilderness. And the kids learn a lot about themselves out there. Okay, a lot of the kids would never have been camping, so it's going to be a big eye opener.
Yeah.
However, we're going to be out there, and we're all very proficient living out in the bush, being in the army. So
yeah. So it's a big, huge. I guess in the bush, it's especially at night when there's no lights and you're just under the stars. It's like a self-reflection and meditation. We're often like now, as we all are, it's constantly light and things, and everything's just like affecting us non-stop. But that's where going out in the bush and camping under the stars, you really, you're actually looking up and seeing, wow, look at this. There's the whole universe out there. It's not just what's in front of me here. So yeah, we definitely go outside, and we love it out in the bush. It's really, really important.
Majority of the lessons we give actually are going to be outside. So when we might be given a lesson on leadership or something like that. We'll go walk to a waterfall, okay, and we'll make sure they're very comfortable and they're they're active, and then we'll sit down, we'll all have a chat. It's not going to be on a LiPro in a classroom. Kids don't like to learn like that. So we find putting it in a more comfortable, exciting environment, the stuff we're going to be teaching them is really going to sink in, and they're going to remember it, and that's what we want.
Huge impact on people's lives.
So another one, it's been explained to me that he doesn't know how to talk about how he feels. I'm hoping he can come up to you. Men were taught not to show emotions in the past. Yeah, very true. I'm hoping you can get him to talk to you guys. Yeah, no worries. So this is a big one. I've seen this in the military. You are kind of in the way taught to hold in your feelings and get the job done. Unfortunately, now you see a lot of the PTSD and mental illness, especially veterans, where we're learning now to talk to each other and how helpful that can be. I've got a lot of mates starting up some fabulous programs. Got the guys from the AVS Crew Association of Veteran Surfers, and they've started up this association where it's a bunch of veterans who get together and we go for a surf. And the main thing is, it's not so much about the surfing, it's getting together with your mates and talking, getting stuff off your chest, having a laugh. And every time I've caught up with these guys, I just feel $1 million afterwards, because I talk about stuff and I don't even realise what I'm saying, and I get home and it just feels like I've got a whole weight off my shoulders, and just being able to relate to people. And this is what we want to pass on to these kids, and that's why I think, what I was saying before, when they're going to be on this program with similar children that have similar issues, I think they'll be more comfortable to open up, because they can relate. They can say, you know what, I feel like that all the time as well. And they can help each other out. And that's definitely what we want.
Yeah, that positive group environment. Raquel, thanks so much for sharing. Sorry, we just said that. Everyone should be sharing. Share it right now. Thanks, guys. To go further with that, it's, I guess, that the sharing of the emotions and the feelings, that comes under resilience too. There's something that we encourage a lot of. And what is resilience? So you got physical resilience, like dealing with hardships and things, but then mental resilience. So everyone has a story. Everyone has some hardship they've been through, and everyone is different. And you don't compare stories, but it's how you deal with that situation to better yourself. So using that situation as a powerful self enhancement. It's like fuel for the fire, I suppose. you know, one, you acknowledge the situation, you don't just repress it, and that's through the talking. And then, you know, how has this situation benefited me? Like, there's a positive in everything. You know, sometimes you feel like, you know, something's bad happening and it really gets you down, but in the end, you survive it, right? And you go, well, you know, I'm strong enough to survive it. I'm still here, I'm still kicking, and now we can move forward. Using that as fuel for the fire, like I said. So mental resilience, physical resilience, and yeah.
Thanks, Danny, for the thumbs up. Well done.
Danny,
thank you.
More thumbs up.
Legend.
Yes.
Give us a share.
Share it up.
Right, yeah.
Navi Kundasoro, sounds wonderful. I love to sleep under stars with a team of mates.
Oh yeah, it's the best.
It is the best. Especially when you get a fire and stuff. We, you know, sit by the fire, you talk stories.
I always find people open up more when they're outside and they're under the elements. You know, that's when you hear some really cool stories about each other.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, that's right. Funny stories, cool stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's that bonding, that
yeah,
developing of the team.
When memories are made, it'll be. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that part, definitely.
Yeah.
Rightio.
So let's hit some more questions off the thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
we've hit the disciplined one. Remember, if you have any other questions, make sure you if you're far away, this is the time. Share that love.
So we quite often get asked, is this a program, a stepping stone to the Defence Force? And it's not specifically. We're not here training soldiers. We're using military, I guess, our skills, our structure to help youth, because we just know that it works. However, we know a lot of kids are very keen on the army and the military, and if they come up to one of the instructors and said, I want to join the army, of course we're going to give them everything, all the tools they need. You know, we'll be able to tell them what they need to do fitness wise, what they need to study and research, who they need to talk to. So, you know, we're all veterans, and we want, at the end of the day, we've got a lot of passion for our military, so we want good soldiers in the army. If we've got a kid here and he's doing really well, I want him to be in our military because I want the best in there. So
yeah, totally. I guess with that, you know, between us all, we've been in the army, a lot of army experience, operational exercise, and we pretty much
got like 100 years.
I think RD is our oldest instructor. He's probably, scholars, I think they said he's like over 100 years old. But no, he's still actually serving. Sorry, RD, if you're watching. So we've got a lot of knowledge about the army, like different jobs. So yeah, kids always ask us, you know, what is this? And you know, we can explain that to them, and yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. So just another question is, what staff do we have on the program? So, and they quite often ask about girls and females. So, we do have females on the program, definitely, and we have female mentors, female veterans. Our medic is going to be a female. Our counsellor. So we're going to have men and women, and we find that's definitely really important. So the girls and guys will interact within the sections. They'll be put into sections together. However, their sleeping quarters will be separate, obviously, and all the girls will stay together for that. They'll have a female instructor that looks after their barracks environment. So none of the guy instructors will be going in there. So when they're getting bed inspections or uniform inspections or anything like that, it'll always be one of our female instructors.
So it's co-education, but when they're in the sleeping environment, it's same sex.
Yeah,
girls and girls.
So is my child supervised at night time? So your child will be supervised 24/7. There will always be staff on hand, constantly supervising the child. So we don't go home, we're there the whole time, and we run, I guess obviously we need some rest as well, so we run a bit of a shift sort of thing overnight, so we make sure there's always staff there ready to go if a child does wake up or need anything overnight.
Need assistance at night, whatever. Yeah, we're there. So Marley French asked the question, what's the ratio to kids or student instructors? We operate on 1 to 8, so one staff to 8 students. So I mean, as military instructors, we can handle heaps more. But, you know, to keep it safe, 1 to 8.
Yeah, definitely. So generally a section of kids,
What's the section? Yeah.
So we're going to have between 7 to 10 per section, and then within that section they're going to have 2 staff. So they'll have their own section commander and a 2IC, and that's going to be for each section. And then above the section commanders we'll have a platoon sergeant.
Yeah, platoon sergeant.
And then we'll have a platoon commander. And sideways from those guys, we're going to have the admin staff. We're going to have medics. We're going to have counsellors. We're going to have mentors coming in. We're going to have, so from external agencies, we'll have police coming in, giving chats. I'm going to have some veteran mates coming in that have had some very, I guess, inspiring stories, which they can tell to the kids. So we've got a lot of help. Everyone I speak to about this program wants to get on board. So we've got a list this long of guys that want to come and instruct. Yeah. So we're trying to control that at the moment, but it's good to know that everyone wants to help. And the good thing is that majority are volunteers. So it's a really cool thing.
Yeah, I guess with the veteran mentors, it's like a 2-pronged attack really for us. Like we got. One, we're helping the students and the communities of Australia, and 2, we're helping the veteran community, giving fellow soldiers or purpose. Like we feel this is our purpose. So it's awesome.
So I think just to quickly talk about the veteran thing, a lot of guys that do transition from the military and then get a normal job, I guess, they don't feel they have that purpose as much anymore, and that's what they struggle with, I think. And I feel if we give them an opportunity, maybe just 3-4 times a year to come and instruct on this course, they'll get that kick and they'll have that purpose again and know that they're helping people. And it's a selfish thing almost, because you're helping yourself by helping others. But I'm really passionate about it. That's what I do for my job now, and I love my job. So
that's how we came together. Like we said at the start, was through this leaving the military, and then we're quite privileged and lucky to have been able to work with an awesome group of guys at TSS, Army Cadets.
And I've had guys that I've mentored now, a little while ago. I've seen them now down the track and they're doing really well, and it's just a great feeling. So that's what we want from these veteran mentor programs. We want to see 5 years down the track, with jobs and families and just going really well, and knowing that we helped them out some way. And seeing their parents as well, that's going to be a huge one, knowing that they're happy and that we help them. That's going to really be a really cool thing as well.
Alright, we'll keep looking and scrolling down the questions. Thanks, RD. Nice job. Are the children forced to, this is a question on our site, we got some, are the children forced to participate in every activity? We don't force anyone to do anything they don't want to. We just like we won't, it's not something we do. I'll give the child the option, or the student the option to participate. And if they don't want to participate, we want to understand what's stopping them from participating in that activity, and we work with that and try and change that, because generally it's a fear of something, and we spoke about that before, the fear of jumping off something, or fear of doing something, and we go back and we utilize those strategies that we've taught them, the breathing, visualizations. And then the student chooses. We don't force them, and the student will choose generally to do the activity, and generally they're super thankful. Well, all the time they're thankful. They go, oh, wow. I remember this time when I was mentoring a student, and he was at the top of the abseil, and this guy, he was so scared of heights. And we were up there with the top with him, and I was talking him through it. He was so scared, so white knuckled, and shaking, and it took him probably about 10 minutes, like going back and forth, back and forth. And he goes, no, I don't want to do it. And I said, no, you said before you wanted to, and we talked about the visualizations, and all of a sudden he just went down, and he changed. That conquering of the fear, it was awesome to watch. When he got to the bottom, he was like squealing, yes, and I was like high-fiving in the air, high fives at the top. So yeah, we don't force anyone to do anything they don't want to, but generally we're pretty good negotiators, and we can leave the child into doing an activity off their own will, though.
And it's all based around our 6 key learning principles. So, we focus a lot on courage. Obviously, we've got the respect and the teamwork thing there as well. So the teamwork's a huge one for when they do want to do these things. So when they're put into a section, and when we do section versus section challenges, that's when you see like everyone knows teenagers, they'll do anything to win. So they'll support their mates and really push them and help them to achieve and get over their fears. And honesty and initiative's a big one as well. But yeah, I think we'll give them every opportunity to do everything, but there's no way they have to. We never force them to do anything. We just show them what they can achieve, I guess.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. The purpose.
Rightio, so will signing up for this course help with a court order for riding a motorcycle on the road? That's an out there question.
Well, I mean, this is probably the best course for...
I think if you went there and said, we're going on a veteran run course.
Yeah, totally.
And I can't see why it wouldn't help.
Yeah.
And I think...
So I guess with that, something that we do post-course, along with, the feedback continuing, we give the students like a report card type of thing, activity. Yeah. So that is something that you could take. One, you can reference us, and we'll be happy to give a solid reference to the student, and two, just each student gets a report card saying what we did and how they performed. So yeah, you take that for sure.
Definitely. Rightio, so I think we've handled most of the questions.
Yeah.
What else do we need to talk about?
Got any other questions, guys? Make sure you fire away. I think we've covered a lot.
Yeah.
Give us a thumbs up. Woo!
Yeah, give us, like I said earlier, like give us a like and a share if you know someone that you think this program that'll be suitable for. You might change their life. We want to help as many youth as possible throughout Australia and overseas. And we just need to get the word out there, show them who we are, and eventually we'll be expanding, all over Australia. At the moment, we're taking kids from Western Australia. We've got kids signing up from Victoria, Southeast Queensland, New South Wales. Obviously, with school holidays, they don't quite match up at the moment. So what we want to do is we want to have programs operating in Southeast Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria. We want them all over the place. And because we know we've got that many competent veterans ready to go, qualified to help with these programs, we just need to get this one up and running, successful, and then we expand up all over Australia.
So we need your help too. We'd love your help. Like, share. Tell everybody.
Yeah, tell your school teachers, tell your psychologists, all the people that deal with youth. They're the people that need to know about us, because I know for a fact every time I talk to one of these people that hasn't heard of us before, they just say, "Why haven't I heard of you?"
100%.
We've needed you for the last 10 years, so we just need to get the word out there.
Yeah, and we're doing our best. We're outreaching as best we can.
Yeah.
But the best way is for we inspire you guys, hopefully, and you take the word and spread it for us. Oh, good. We got a couple more questions. So Raquel, no worries. Anytime, just give us a yell.
Thanks, Mel.
Love
your work.
Love the comment.
Ben, what's the best way to get to and from the program? Do the kids need transport? Okay, so all the kids will meet at the airport. Okay, so we'll have a bus at the airport, and they all leave the airport together and arrive together. So they're not going to arrive at the program at Springbrook individually. It's at the airport. We'll collect them all. So because we're going to have kids flying in from Western Australia, from Victoria, Southeast Queensland, they might be driving there. So we'll have a time there. Then we'll have a bus waiting. We'll take them up to Springbrook. They arrive there and the program starts. Okay, so they're all on the same journey, leaving from there together.
Yep. So if you are interstate, all you need is to get to the airport, and
then picking them up. If you're coming along to our march out parade, obviously you'll leave then with your child. If you can't make it to the march out parade, we'll get them back to the airport and help facilitate them onto their flight, so they're safely coming home. But we do promote. It's a really important thing, we think, to have as many parents there at the march out parade as possible, because that's a day you'll remember forever. That's a day you might see your child, a change, and it's going to be a really cool thing. And they're going to want you to be there. They've just gone through a 9-day program, which is really going to test them. And when they see their parents, they're going to feel very proud marching around wearing their camouflage uniform with their team, and it's going to be a really cool thing. So was it Springbrook, Queensland you take them to? Yep, our first program will be up on the hill at the very top of Springbrook. Beautiful, beautiful area. Found you guys out through social media. Yeah, we've got a great team working on social media, helping get the word out there.
Shout out to Voluntary, thanks very much.
Yeah,
Lemons,
killing it. And Burley, great bunch of people. What's the food like? Well, the food's delicious, but no sugar. So
good question.
Once again, there'll be a bit of a detox, I guess, for these kids. So they're going to have no sugar. There's no sugar in any of their meals. And they'll be fed, very well fed. So we're doing a lot of physical activity, so they need a lot of calories, and it'll all be nice, good food, just without the sugar.
5 meals a day.
So. And they learn about what they're eating too. They learn about all the macro and micronutrients. They learn how important it is to eat a lot and how to eat right, especially at their age when they're growing so fast. We put a lot of emphasis into that.
Yeah, so 5 meals a day: breakfast, morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea, dinner. Soup they're catered for, and there'll be seconds as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of activities, so the kids are definitely well fed. Like we said at the start, nutrition is super important for us, and everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. When they go outfield, they might have to catch
their
own.
Yeah. Generally, we give them a couple of sticks to.
No, they'll be well fed out in the field. Even just don't tell them that.
Yeah. They have some.
They probably they think they're going to be catching their food, but they won't be. They'll be getting well fed.
Look after them. Baby steps to start with. In the future, perhaps. Yeah.
Exactly. Rightio. So yeah, kids need us there, guys, at the graduation. Definitely, 100%. It's really important. Even if you can just get a family member to come along.
Yeah, maybe someone local, cousin, aunties, anyone.
We at the same time, we will be taking lots of photos and video.
Of course, yeah.
And that'll all be up on the Facebook. And if you don't want your child to be on any of the social media, that's completely fine as well. And you can we'll just give you a document to sign, and we'll make sure that they don't have any photos taken. That's completely fine, because we do know there's a lot of interest from local media. They want to put us on the news, the local newspapers. They want to promote this for us as well.
All right. Well, I guess. Last question there, Raquel. Is there anyone we can talk to about their 6 stories through your program? Well, I guess us. You can talk to us.
Yeah. So not specifically our program, because this will be the first program. However, I can talk to you about other youth that I've worked with, providing the same tools, and I can definitely give you some success stories there.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of testimonials on our side already about, one, weight loss. There's a couple of students that achieved huge weight loss, just through awareness of what they're eating. So, yeah.
Do you contact the parents mid-course? Yes, we do. So we'll provide updates. We generally don't do this until the 4th.
Yeah, kind of midway.
There's no point doing it on day 2, because it takes time to get to know, for them to open up. Some kids might open up on the first night, some it's generally day 3. We find that's when they really open up and show us their true colours, and that's when we get through to them and we can provide you a good update. So generally day 4 or 5, we'll give every single one of the parents a phone call from their child's section commander, and they'll give you an in-depth,
just an
update on how they're going, and you can ask any questions you want. And you can contact the admin team throughout the program and ask any questions. Plus, there will be constant updates on Facebook of the program. Every day we'll have our media team taking photos of everything we're doing, and you can see your kid there in the lessons, or doing the obstacle courses, or doing PT, just eating at the mess with his mates, her mates. So
yeah,
thanks Marley, thanks for your support.
Woo! Boom.
Good stuff.
Well, I think
that might do it. We've answered a lot of questions there. We hope we've helped someone, given the information you needed. Like I said, please share, like it, get it out to as many people as possible. You'll help us, and you'll help your friends and their kids as well.
Yep. So if you think someone is ready to jump on. They're not on the program or anything. Nicola is our sales team. She's ready to go. Make sure you give that number a call or email at info@veteranmentors.com. .au. Sorry. I should know. Get them on. She's ready to go right now. Any other questions, just call up.
Okay, thank you. Cheers.
Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it. Peace.